but I basically will dial back my effort and give you the minimum.
You don't want to fly a flag out of Vietnam?
For what? They're communists now. You crazy?
Forcing people to commute back to an office they don't want to be at in order to have Zoom calls.
It's called climbing down the ladder.
Did you get any bonuses or a promotion for going above and beyond? I have not. I'm still waiting patiently.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show. So glad you could be here today. We do have a great show planned for you, but as you can clearly hear, I sound horrible. I think I sound worse today than I did yesterday. And I do want to thank everybody that hoped that I feel better today. I do actually feel better, I think, overall. But you know how cold sometimes migrate all over the place? I think that's exactly what this cold is doing. So you might be seeing some blips where I start coughing. I'm gonna cut those coughs out. But anyways, this one might be a little rough for me to get through, but I'm here for you, and I love you all. And I thank you again for everybody that watches and that follows the show. We do need to thank today's sponsors before we get on with the rest of the show. They are at Trisha Na 89. Thank you very much, Trisha, for your generous donation this Christmas season. Do appreciate it. And at One Bad Cat 760. Thank you very much, Bad Cat, for your continuing contributions and deciding to sponsor multiple shows over the last several months. Do appreciate it, and I hope both of you are having a great day, and I hope you both have an absolutely wonderful Christmas. Now, we do have a lot of liberal madness to get to. We're going to be uh, hearing from President Trump a little bit later, and we've got something called quiet quitting that I think a lot of the Gen Zers are doing these days, maybe some millennials. But yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff to get to, my friend. We're going to be jumping right into that liberal pool of madness. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Quiet quitting is this thing where I don't quit the job, but I basically will dial back my effort and give you the minimum. So you pay me to do this job, and I will do the basic minimum amount to do the job, where you can't really fire me because I'm not really doing anything badly or wrong, but I'm also not going above and beyond at all, right? So there's this concept of quiet quitting where people are coming to work and they're just doing the minimum, doing their hours, doing their job, not volunteering or raising their hands or going, and that's it.
Democrats want everything free. I work for it. I didn't get anything free.
This isn't even your country, though.
But I adopted it. I've lived in this country more than my own native country. So this is America, is my home now.
You don't want to fly a flag out of Vietnam?
For what? They're communists now. You crazy? You don't want to sit in your ass and get the government and pay for it.
Uh-oh. Kind of sounds like the left right now. Looking at you, New York.
I worked all my life, so now I have my pension. I worked for it. I don't get anything free. So you want to get something free, go to a communist country. Don't stay here.
Well, if you need further proof that RTO's return to office mandates don't work, look no further than JP Morgan. They actually had to turn off internal chat because of the blowback from their forced 5 days back in the office. I guess they didn't learn anything from Amazon. I also believe this is further proof that it's just a crock of crap, that they're doing this for teamwork and collaboration. It is a thinly veiled attempt to get people to quit. It just has to be, because you cannot convince me that any of these leadership teams believe that it's going to improve morale by forcing people to commute back to an office they don't want to be at in order to have Zoom calls with people in other offices is a good idea. They cannot believe that idea. Now, if you want to build a culture of a company that everybody's going to be in the office, you need to recruit people that want to be in the office. Mm-hmm. I can tell from my comments that there are folks that do like to go into the office, and I'm not judging, and that's...
So I just heard this from somebody else on TikTok, and it makes so much sense. It's called climbing down the ladder. So no more quiet quitting. This is literally saying,
Okay.
I don't want to have this much stress anymore. I don't want to have that much responsibility because you're not going to pay me and you're not going to promote me. So let me just do what I'm here to do and not have all the
Okay.
pressure.
That sounds exactly like quiet quitting. What? Why do we have to come up with another label for the? It's exactly the same thing, lady.
I am fully supportive of this. Let me know how you feel about it. Do we agree?
Did you tell everyone in the office about quiet quitting? I did, yeah. I did do that, yeah. Okay, do you know what that means? Yeah, it means that you just come to work, you do your job, and then you go home. You should try it sometime. Okay, well, this is creating an unhealthy mindset for our employees. But don't you think that telling your employees to go above and beyond for a company that pays them a salary that they can barely live off of, don't you think that's unhealthy? Veronica, please stop. You need to stop. Deborah, come here. What's up? Did you get any bonuses or a promotion for going above and beyond? I have not. I'm still waiting patiently. Oh, poor thing. She's been going above and beyond for years and has nothing to show for it. So why would I? Okay, well, if you keep talking about this with other employees, we're going to have to take corrective action. Corrective action for what, Susan? You're so silly. I come here, I do my job, I do a good job, and then I go home and I pay my bills. Anyways, if you want to pay me more, then maybe I'll go above and beyond for that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Susan. Bye. Bye.
I tell you, I think it is just so cringe when I hear women go, bye, bye. It's just like, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. Don't forget, my friends, I am relaunching my other channel. It's called Dave Reacts, and there I react to paranormal videos, UFOs, cryptids, Bigfoot, ghosty stuff, you name it, it's all there. There's over 40 videos right now that you can peruse through at your leisure. So check it out. The link for the latest video is down below. And of course, you can access the playlist from the channel itself. And yeah, it's good stuff. Check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Bitch, I really do not want to go to work today. So come to work with me
Okay.
in my PJs in hopes that they send my ass home. Please, like I'm nowhere in uniform. Come on.
No, because y'all thought I was playing.
My manager said, you go ahead and clock in. Now I have to serve with my PJs? Chill, you're lying.
That's like a nightmare. Well, I guess they called your bluff.
Stop.
Poor guy.
If you're pro-life and you know it, pony up. If you're pro-life and you know it, pony up.
Okay.
If you want to force these babies to come out of all these ladies, then you should foot the bill or shut the up.
No. No, I can say no because I don't want that. So no, thank you, but no.
And here's President Trump talking about how the tariffs that he's implemented and the other deals that he's done over, well, it's been less than 1 year, actually. He says that $18 trillion is coming into the United States over the next, few years. It's not all going to come in at once. And somebody made a comment stating that with all of that money, that every single person could receive $1 million in the United States, and there would still be $9 trillion to pay off, deficits and what other bills the United States has. That's pretty crazy. Of course, that'll never happen.
To an extent, because without the November 5th election, you would have had a president that didn't have the courage to use tariffs the way they should be used. And because of the tariffs, we've taken in more than think of this, $18 trillion. There's never been anything like it.
So let me get this straight. The same people that call me a Nazi and a fascist because of my political beliefs want me dead because of my beliefs? Isn't that real fascism?
Pretty much.
And they don't even want to have a conversation with me. Well, I do, and
yeah.
Fascists don't have conversations with people that disagree with them.
No, they don't.
They murder them.
That's right.
kind of sounds like the people that are calling me a fascist and a Nazi, so I don't understand how I'm the one that's a fascist and a Nazi.
Everything I don't like is just like the Nazis, a book for basic dickheads. This engine is a Nazi. Yeah, I tell you. You know, the whole word is just, it doesn't have the same meaning anymore. And thank goodness for that. Up next is a promotion for Valentina Gomez. She is running for Congress in Texas. And look, I'm not going to sit here and tell anybody how to vote, but if you live in Texas, this seems like a no brainer. She definitely stands with everything a conservative, you don't even have to label as MAGA, but a conservative stands for. She's pro America, pro First Amendment and Second Amendment rights. And she is definitely standing up against this slow roll Islamic takeover that is happening in parts of the country as we speak. Let's take a look.
This is an AR-15, and it takes a person to take it apart, put it back together, rack it, and pull the trigger.
Yep.
But these are not the problem. It's all the Muslims that are fulfilling the jihad, and they will not rest until every Christian, Jew, and Hindu are dead.
It is the global Antifada, and we're seeing it right now. It's starting to take place with the attack in Bondi, Australia, and just all these other attacks around the world and in our country as well. So she's got valid points.
Rhode Island and Australia have some of the strictest gun laws that I've ever seen. These criminals don't care about your stupid gun laws and gun-free zones. So if you want to keep celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's, vote me into Congress so I can actually make Texas the worst place for terrorist Muslims to live in, so help me God. Remember, for me, this is just an election, and I'm very well protected. But for you, this is your life.
Just being honest. And speaking about the shooting in Bondi, Australia, here is the Prime Minister. His name's Anthony Albanese. This guy is the biggest, squirmiest, weasel-looking dude that I've seen in a long time. He is just, he's totally spineless. But let's take a look and, see what he has to say.
We take ASIO's advice very seriously. We work closely with them. We receive regular updates as well. The Director General of ASIO has warned about a range of threats, be it anti-Semitism, the rise of right-wing extremist groups as well.
What the hell did you just say?
Really? Right-wing extremists? When the shooters were clearly identified as a father-son Pakistani Islamic duo that decided to take out a bunch of Jews on the beach. Oh my gosh. Australia, what the freak is going on? You guys are about to fall just like in the UK, and you have nobody to blame but yourselves. And speaking of Islam, they have committed atrocities for centuries now, especially concerning the slave trade operation, which they basically built from the ground up. And it lasted for hundreds of years, like 3 or 4 times longer than the Atlantic slave trade, which brought slaves to America, which, of course, the foundations of which were, again, created by the Muslim, I don't want to say the Muslim faith, but people that were Muslim. Now, an interesting thing that we're going to hear in this next clip, it's about 3 minutes long. First, the guy that speaks initially, he is completely misinformed, completely uneducated. His ignorance is just spilling all over the place. But something that was interesting that just dawned on me after watching this next clip is, why do you not see a whole bunch of Black people in the Middle East? And the reason is because in the Muslim slave trade, they castrated everybody because they didn't want a whole bunch of black people interbreeding with their people and basically overpopulating the area. They didn't want the slaves breeding at all. And unfortunately, somewhere between 30 and 80% of those castrated didn't survive. And those that did, of course, didn't repopulate.
I would trust a Muslim with my life before any Christian of any race. And you want to know why? Muslims didn't put my ancestors in chains.
Yeah, actually, they totally did.
And dragged them from Africa across the Atlantic.
Bro, what are you talking about? Muslims enslaved more people than Christians. Like, do you not understand how long of a time that Muslim-led empires and systems were enslaving Africans for? Muslim empires were enslaving Africans in the 7th century. They had trade routes that ran across the Trans-Saharan, the Red Sea, and the Indian Ocean, and they continued this into the late 1800s and into the early 1900s.
That is crazy that it continued into the 1900s.
They did it for 1,300 years. The mainstream estimate among historians is between 10 and 17 million Africans that were enslaved in Muslim-controlled slave trades.
And you also have to remember, the Muslims were equal opportunity when it came to capturing people to become slaves, because they didn't just get Africans, they got people from all over that would be considered Caucasian white people. They enslaved everybody.
Many scholars actually argue that that number is conservative because record keeping was very sparse at the time. It was very decentralized. Now, if you compare that to the European Atlantic slave trade, it lasted about 350 years, from 1500 to 1867, and there were about 12 to 12.5 million Africans who were transported, with less than 11 million that actually survived the Middle Passage. So,
yeah, and the big difference between the two slave trades or whatever is that when we were doing it, when we were in charge of it, we didn't castrate anybody. So, you know.
what are you talking about? That Muslims didn't enslave your people? They did. And they did so more than anyone ever. The reason why you don't see large descendant populations across much of the Muslim world is because they castrated the Africans. The Muslims were very strict in their approach and their idea of not letting the Africans reproduce. The historical estimates put the castration mortality rates between 30 and 80%, dude. That means at minimum, when castrated, 3 men died, and at most 8, and the men who survived could not reproduce. So they enslaved your people more than anybody, and then they cut their genitals off. That way they couldn't reproduce. And they took your women as domestic servants or concubines. They made them sex slaves. And you know what they did to the children of the African women? Well, they took them into their own households, they reclassified them socially, and then they stripped them of their African lineage. There was no self-reproducing slave caste that was allowed to form under the Muslim empires and under Muslim slave trade. They didn't want Africans growing in number. That's why there's an absence of visible descendants of Africans among the Muslim world, because the Arab and Muslim system was biologically and culturally eliminative. They literally did not want you guys to exist. Oh, and by the way, your people, the Africans, were enslaving and selling each other long before the Europeans ever arrived. When Muslim traders arrived, the African kings, the elites, and merchants supplied the captives. They helped. Your African brothers and sisters helped sell each other. You're not going to trust them with your life either? When the Europeans arrived later, the same supply networks were used. Your African brothers and sisters were doing everything they could to sell their own people. So I don't know where you got your history, bro. Probably from TikTok, but you don't get to rewrite history to make one group look clean while you blame all of your problems on other people, while you also ignore the fact that your own people were enslaving and selling each other long before anybody else ever even arrived.
Hey guys, just a warning to be super careful this Christmas. There's so many scammers out there. I just ordered my wife this pair of diamond earrings, and when they showed up and I opened the box, it was a 2025 Transition Smuggler in Juniper Green with Pike Forks and Dior components. And they don't take returns. Ha!
Man, I hate when that happens.
When it comes to holiday eyeballs, there is no bigger winner than YouTube. The ad breaks are more frequent. They get more money per ad from the advertisers. And those frequent ad breaks are frequent enough that we are irritated enough that we're willing to pay for premium. It's a win-win-win. It's a brilliant market strategy. But I'm more disciplined than that, YouTube. You're going to have to do way worse than this.
And here's a girl that apparently has never seen a drag racing movie, yet is participating in a drag race. It doesn't end great, but she does survive. Oh, boy. Check it out. I came across this graphic and I just thought it was interesting and I wanted to share it with you and just see where everyone, where their vernacular is at. I don't know. Let's take a look. So we got the United States, and so the top one, semi-truck and tractor trailer. Which do you say? I say semi-truck. I grew up in Chicago, so I guess that tracks. People in the South say 18-wheeler. I'm not sure if that's true, but let me know. And then we've got tennis shoes, sneakers. Which do you say? I probably, since I grew up in Chicago, I definitely said tennis shoes. I would also say gym shoes. That is very true. I would never, ever say sneakers. So let me know down below what you would say for these two particular items. Up next, we have an inside peek of how Venezuelan fishermen prep their boats for an outing to go fishing. It's rather insightful. Take a look.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for 3.
And just in case anybody out there was wondering, that was not bait they were loading into those boats.
Say hello to my little friend!
And here's a blast from the past. It's a Radio Shack commercial from 1989, and they're touting the latest and greatest in mobile phone technology. It is crazy how much we've progressed in ways of technology.
Go where you wanna go, call when you wanna call.
Get the lowest price ever at Radio Shack on the most powerful transportable cellular phone system. Just $7.99 when you sign up with Radio Shack's authorized cellular phone carrier.
Go where you wanna go.
There's nothing else to buy, and it's ready to go wherever you go.
Call when you wanna call.
Use in your car, or go portable and take it along. Radio Shack's complete transportable cellular phone system. Just $7.99 only at Radio Shack, the technology store.
Up next is a great comparison between shows from the 1990s as compared to the slop transgender crap that they're producing now. Let's take a look real quick. So we have cartoons nowadays versus cartoons in the 90s. I have no idea what cartoon they're referring to, kids show that they're referring to with the cow. I have no idea what that is. The one representing the 90s is Dragon Ball Z. It's from the Cell Saga, which is an absolutely awesome series. There's a lot of, anyway, I don't want to get into it. It's a great series, but that's what that is, in case you're wondering. That is Gohan getting beat up by Cell in his, I believe it's his final form. Anyways, I don't want to get into the weeds of that. Just check it out. Tell me which one, which era you would prefer.
That's because I'm non-binary, and Fred is the name that fits me best. And I also use they and them, because calling me a she or a he doesn't feel right to me.
Goku, you've got to help him.
This next guy, I think, is making a valid point in the sign you're about to see, but in the end, I think he's just doing it to get hugs by chicks. Let me know. Well, that clip went on for over a minute, and so I just wanted to cut it. But I will say, at least he was being consistent, that he was taking hugs from everybody. So good on you, guy.
Here's my refrigerator and freezer. In the wintertime, I cut off my refrigerator, save me as much as electricity as I can.
But that's all the food you have in your. How small is your normal refrigerator, lady? I mean, and what do you do on days in the wintertime when it gets, warmer than freezing? I understand conceptually what you're doing, but I don't know if you've thought this whole process through.
Here we have our meats at the top of the freezer, and I have my condiments and partially some of my meats on the bottom, which is considered as a refrigerator. And here's my milk. I just come out here and get anything I need. Thank me later for this brilliant idea of saving electricity.
Up next is a ride at an amusement park, and it seems to be stalling or something. But for one unlucky passenger, it goes absolutely horribly wrong. I would be interested to know what happened to this. I think it's a lady. What happened to her when the ride was over, when they got everybody off? Because what she goes through, I don't know how she doesn't make it through without absolutely vomiting all over the place. I mean, it's funny, but that would be horrible to be spinning like that the whole entire time. I mean, it looks like you're supposed to tilt and kind of spin a little bit, but not like what's happening to that lady. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. You might black out. The G's get too high. Poor thing.
Now, a transgender woman's milk is just as good for babies. That's according to a letter from the medical director at University Hospital Sussex NHS Foundation Trust. The claim was made as part of a response against campaign groups. The trust referred to studies and the World Health Organization guidance, including one case which found what it called no observable effects in babies fed by induced lactation.
I'm sorry I have to do this to you, my friends, but I'd love getting clips from third world food vendors and the conditions they cook their food in. And if seemingly people take the food and eat it, I don't know how this happens. I'm thankful for some of the regulations that have been put in place in America. Let me know if you would eat this egg that is about to be prepared. Ugh. How long do you think that guy has been using the same oil? I don't think it's been changed ever. That's so nasty.
It's time for Dave's Detox.
Almost. Playing peekaboo with somebody? A little too eager there, my friend. Oh, gosh.
Hello. Ah.
Hey, buddy.
Wake up.
That's exactly what my cat would do. All right, cool. right, teamwork makes the dream work, baby. So you got to keep your eyes on the road. That guy's creepy looking. What? What? All right. Oh, nice. All right, my friends, that's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for all those that subscribed. And for anybody that hit the thumbs up button, I do appreciate it. There's going to be some videos popping up right here in a second. I think you'll enjoy them, so check them out. Let me know. And until the next episode, stay safe, know that you're loved and appreciated. And until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.